Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
I would start with a bit of pirate trivia, starting with the eye patch. Do you know why they wear eye patches? Not because they lost an eye, but because it was so sunny on deck. They wore an eye patch to keep one eye used to the dark, so that when they went below deck and it was dark, they could lift their eye patch and it would be used to seeing in the dark. Pretty cool trick. I think so. All right, let's get on to our art project. So we started last week with drawing a self-portrait using shapes, right? We used an oval for the head, we used rectangles for the body and the legs and the arms, we used ovals for the feet and circles for the hands. This week we're going to add our background. So Monday's video, I showed you a video of a pirate ship, and I also included a slideshow presentation with some pictures from a pirate ship. So we're going to go ahead and add our background to make a complete picture. All right, let's get started. A Sharpie or a black marker, and then something to color your background, either colored pencils or crayons, whatever you used last week. If you used markers last week, that's okay. I think I used colored pencils last week. I'm going to use those again this week. So we talked about the elements of art, and we talked about shape, how we were using the shapes like circle, square, rectangle, oval in order to draw our person. So we looked at some of our people, and we looked at a person here that was drawn with lines, and we said that we didn't want lines this week because when we look at our actual body part, there are two lines that make up the actual shape of each of our body parts. So if I look at my arm, I can see that there's one side and there's two sides. We want to draw both lines to show the thickness of each body part. So we drew a rectangle for the body, rectangle for the legs and arms, we drew a circle for the hands, and we drew ovals for the shape. So this is our drawing with our drawing of a body with shapes. Then we added some details to our drawing. We added some clothes, maybe an eye patch, maybe you added some accessories. And this week we are going to add our background. So on Monday I posted those videos, or that video and the slideshow of different parts of the pirate ship so you can take a look at it. You can see I've added a wood floor here, the side of the boat, some rope. I have my periscope, my parrot, sunshine. So we're going to add the rest of those details today. All right, let's get started. All right, fourth grade. So we are going to go ahead and add our details to finish up our pirate drawing self-portraits. We're going to add our ship details. So you looked at the video and that slideshow presentation and you saw lots of images that should have given you some inspiration for what we're going to draw. If you were going to draw the periscope, let's think back to our Wayne Thiebaud cakes last year, and we want to add that ellipse, and we want to make these little cylinders. So we're going to bring this down, and we're going to make this a rounded bottom. Now for the next layer, it's going to be the same thing. Just imagine that there's a bigger ellipse here. Bring it straight down. Remember that the bottom curve here matches this curve here. And we can erase all of our extra lines. Okay. Now we can imagine that there's another one here, right? We would have a bigger ellipse here. Two lines straight down. This bottom curve is parallel to this curve. And then we'll erase those backs. So I'm looking for a little bit of review here from those three-dimensional cylinders that we studied last year with our Wayne Thiebaud cakes. And you can see how that makes it look really, really round rather than like a flat shape, you know, rather than just rectangles on our page. There's a big difference between this and this. So this is 4th grade drawing, this is lower elementary, because they have not studied cylinders and 3-dimensional shapes yet. Okay, so in order to make sure that our pirate is not floating, we need to start with a floor. We're not just going to draw it under his feet, because that still will make it look like he's floating. So we're going to actually run the floor through the middle of the calves or the ankles so that it looks like our pirate's feet are solidly on the ground. Now, I like to make my flooring look like they're planks of wood, so I'm going to add a couple of lines across. These are horizontal lines. And then in order to make it look like they're pieces of wood, I'm going to add some vertical lines. Those are the ones that go up and down, and I'm going to stagger them so that they look like they're pieces of wood. I'm going to add some nails, so that kind of looks a little bit more like it's on a wood floor. Now we need walls to keep our pirate in its ship. So let's make a nice tall wall, because we don't want our pirate falling out of the boat. And you can add any details you want. If you wanted to add a mast to yours, you could go ahead and do that. Maybe add a line here. That mast is what we hang our sails off of. And I would just erase these cross lines. Maybe you have a pirate sail, showing off here, coming through on the other side. Maybe we have water in the background, so if you wanted to show water, you could. We're just going to draw that hill, and then that C shape. Maybe you don't. Your details will all look different than mine. I'm going to put a double line here so that it looks like there's a little bit of a handrail. I'm also going to put some vertical lines going up and down to make it look like my ship is made up of pieces. And then I'm going to hang that rope like I did in my sample. So I'm just going to add these. This is called a swag. And I'm going to make it a double line because ropes are not just lines, they are shapes. Okay. Now in order to make our rope look like it's twisted fibers, we're going to add a curved diagonal line, and that's going to give it that 3D illusion, and it's going to make it look like it's braided, or at least twisted and round. See how it's giving that illusion of roundness? And I'm making it go behind my mast. I might color my mast a wood color. You might make yours a different color, it's up to you. If I wanted to add that shading in to make it look like it's more rounded, again, if you think back to those Wayne Thiebaud cakes, a mast would be a cylinder. So if we want it to look a little bit more round and not so flat, I would put in my brown, and then I'm just going to take a teeny bit of black on the sides and add that little bit of shading on the edges, and that's going to make that teeny bit of a difference that makes our cylinder look 3-dimensional. So now you can see how it sort of has that rounded effect. Alright, at the end of this assignment you should have a complete piece. So it should be colored from top to bottom with lots of details. We can see I have the floorboards, I have the side of my ship, I have a handrail, I have a periscope, I have a parrot, I have some rope, I have water, I have the sun. The sun is not in the corner, right? The sun floats in the sky. I colored the rest of my sky yellow to show a nice sunny day. And everything has color in it. So then you're going to take a picture of it, and you're going to click that submit button to the right on this, under this assignment. So if you click on today, Wednesday, to the right of that, there will be a submit assignment button. You click that and you upload your picture. I'm going to put a video of how to do that, how to take a picture, how to submit the assignment, and I'm going to put that under teacher and classroom information in that folder in case you need any assistance with that. But I think the very last thing I would do is just go back and give everything a good outline with Sharpie just to make it pop off your page before you submit. I think that it always helps give drawings like this that are more simple a nice clean edge, and it makes them pop off the page a little bit more. So I can't wait to see what you do. And if you need anything or have any questions, let me know. Either send me something via Messenger, school, or have your parents email me. I can't wait to see what you do.